if there's a leak out of closed session, you're all pretty much guilty because everybody was in closed session, right? But somehow it's like the people that get to launch the investigation are the ones that are like, we're not guilty. It must have been one of the other four.
First of all, nobody's launched an investigation because twice this council has voted it down. Now, if you want if you want details, we as a body could vote to release the city attorney from the attorney-client privilege, and he could articulate what those leaks are right here and now. Would you like to do that? I would move that we ask the city attorney or release the city attorney from the confidentiality of the attorney-client privilege so that he can provide us here the details of the leaks that most recently occurred out of closed session. That's my motion. You want to second it?
You mean to tell me that you all didn't meet with leaders of your political party and talk about things that are happening in closed session? You mean to tell me that never happened in all your time on the city council?
I'm going to tell you I'm very aware of the constraints of the Brown Act. And for example, yes, when I went to meetings where there were more than four or more council members were present, I would either absent myself or we would say that we could not talk about policy. I'm very cognizant and make every effort to not violate the Brown Act.
But what about your colleagues? They never leaked something out of closed session and you heard about it and never said nothing about it?
I will be honest with you, in my time on the council, before 2021, I never received any information. I was never made aware of any information that there had been a leak out of closed session.
Interesting.
So, and if there had been, if in 2015 there had been, if the city attorney at that time or the city manager or someone had said there's been a leak out of closed session, I would have done exactly what I did in this situation.
Is this the first time that you're in the minority, that you don't have, that you can't get 4 votes?
No, this is the first time I've ever heard there were, since you've all have been elected, this is the first time I've ever heard there were leaks out of closed session.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting. So maybe what we need to do, you know, is figure out how we can learn more, you know, from yourself. I mean, because
well, maybe we could just not leak out of closed session.
Yeah, that's obvious what needs to happen, right? I mean, I think that's appropriate. Obviously, it's the law. You know, I'm like you. I'd follow the law as well. But I'm just saying, hey, I just find it like,
but we know there were leaks.
How I know, but you can't deny the fact also that this is all political as well,
it's
right?
not political. Why is it political to say, you know, a crime has been committed and we should investigate who committed the crime? The investigation was not targeting anybody. Yeah, the investigation was targeting everybody in the closed session, council members and staff who had the information that may have leaked it. As city council members, asking our employees to live up to the highest standards of integrity, and I hope as of tonight, asking our appointed members of boards and commissions to live up to the highest standards of integrity, and to somehow exempt ourselves is reminiscent of what we see happening in the federal government, where, for example, there are ethics rules for every federal judge except the 9 judges who sit on the Supreme Court.